3 transfer cases. Hopefully this one works. Alright, so we're back in the garage again today, and we're going to be doing some work on the WJ. So last week I took apart the front differential because I was hearing noises like a clunk and other noises, and so we found that the bearings were bad because the shims were slightly crooked, etc. So we replaced all the bearings, got all that taken care of, put it all back together, and yesterday actually we took it out on some easy trails, some local trails, but there's still issues. I didn't really film any of that, but the bottom line is there's definitely still an issue, but I don't think that it's the front axle. It sounded like, we still heard the clunk, and even more so, it was the four-wheel drive was failing. I don't know if it's popping out of four-wheel drive or if something's slipping, but it was definitely having issues going up like rocky or gravelly inclines in four-wheel drive. The front would just like stop driving, and there was like a grinding noise that sounded like it was coming from the transfer case, and then it would just be the back wheels spinning. So today we have been planning to go out wheeling tomorrow. Actually, we've been planning this for like a week or two, and so I need to get this thing ready to go. So today I'm going to try and pull the transfer case out, pull it apart, and see what we got going on. So probably going to just put it on time lapse here because I'm trying to get this done quick for tomorrow. We want to get it done so I can go wheeling. So I'll put it on time lapse, and I don't know, it's not super exciting. You've probably seen me pull a transfer case out before, and if you haven't, well, you're not missing a whole lot. So let's I'll just throw it on time lapse, and we'll get this thing torn out. All right, so we got the transfer case out. So now I'm going to drain it, and then we'll crack the case and see what's inside. See? Oh, wow, that was loose. I wonder why that was dripping. Maybe that's what. Maybe I just dripped all my fluid out and it just ran out of fluid. That would be dumb. Nope, there's fluid.
There's some fluid in there.
Interesting looking too.
Looks like it's got some metal.
Yeah. Grab that light, shine it in there. Oh yeah. Yeah, it shouldn't be swirly like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So there's definitely something going on in there as suspected. Metal shards.
I can't remember.
All right. So now that we got this apart,
that looks like it's been chewed.
that is it. Yep. Yeah. So it's not engaged.
That meshes in here.
All right. Hold on. I got to have a post-mortem now. All right. So now that we got it apart, there's obviously a few things wrong. The magnet has got all kinds of metal shards on it. We expected that. And then this right here, I think that's our problem. it looks like it was wearing down. It looks like it was only engaging on the edge of that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's like it wasn't, then that's what it felt like. It felt like it was popping
It
out.
wasn't seating all
Yeah,
the way
so
in.
it wasn't going in all the way when it goes in. It's supposed to contact all along that. And it was just on this little tiny bit. And so then it was popping and, yeah, running out.
Do you...
So that's probably a problem.
That's the four-wheel drive, though, and your other one is...
Yeah.
was all-time four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
So we still have to crack that stupid case.
Yeah, so, however, I have another 242. So this is the 242 out of the Sidewinder, which is Joe's ZJ that met an unfortunate end. Holy cow.
Because I was like, what?
It actually didn't come out of the Sidewinder originally. I don't know what it came out of, but anyway, that's what it was in last. But it has a slip yoke eliminator on it, and I don't have a drive shaft that will fit with a slip yoke eliminator right now. So, and also the input shaft is different. So we need to take the input shaft out of this case and possibly swap the tail shafts or swap the inner guts. If we can just take the guts out of that one, include it, and take the input and output on this one, then we should be good. So we're gonna do some things. What do we do with the sniper ring pliers? Sweet, thanks.
Just wondering if I should run home. These pieces. I should have brought them in the first place. But let's leave.
You're stepping on my metal pile, man.
Wow.
Alright, now I gotta try and... I want to turn the whole shaft. There we go. I hope this snap ring comes off easier than that other one. Yeah. There you go. Can you get under it anywhere to pry it? Like under the outside?
Yeah, I can't.
Oops, oops, see now I'm sticking my pliers in there. It's stuck. Hold on. I'll just, my vision of it. It keeps popping and getting my pliers.
Are you snapping it? Is it open?
Yeah, it is open slightly. If I go any further, it slips off.
I cannot.
See, hold on.
I'm under there on this side.
Okay.
Gosh dang it. There we go.
Sorry, I'm not trying to block the light. I'm trying to keep it from going
Oh,
pa-ting.
yeah, I know. This is the kind of spring you can do that with.
There we go. See? Why'd that take you so long, Jeff?
Oh.
Okay, remember how all this goes back together, though.
It's on camera, right?
Yes.
The camera's down
It
there.
is, yeah. Okay, which way was that? Hold on, you're taking it apart before I look at it. It was like this, right?
Yep.
Okay. Because if you have to leave,
Yeah.
gotta go slow enough that I can remember how to put this together. There's something that holds it inside.
Is there another
Oh, there's a
snap
snap ring right there. Yep, right down in there. Driver, there you go. It just needs to go in that direction. See how it's there? It's out. You remember all this?
No.
Oh, jeez.
It's on camera.
Oh, there you go.
Sweet.
This has got to lift up at the same time, right?
Oh, sorry.
To get the chain. Oh, there we go. There you go. That works too. Just pull that out of there. All right, perfect. There you go.
Now, is this chewed up?
I don't know. It's,
Yep.
is it?
No, yeah, I don't know. There's that thing in the middle. Is
Oh,
that
yeah.
machined?
I don't know. It kind of looks like it.
It looks machined.
Yeah, it looks pretty uniform. All right,
What
so
was
let me see if I can show the camera this real quick too. So the teeth, there's two sets of teeth. The inner teeth are stepped like that, and the outer ones are too, but the outers look like they're worn down too, like they're not flat. So I don't know if they're supposed to be stepped or what the deal is, but it doesn't look good, so. Right. those. See how that's like, it's not a sharp cut. It's like kind of ragged, like almost like a rock or something, you know. And these are all sharp cut on the inside. And that one over there, that looks terrible. Like right there. Some of those look really bad. So anyway, there's definitely some stuff slipping and grinding. Yeah, so I think the plan, I think I said this, but I'm going to say it again in case, is we need this, right? This output shaft, because that works for my drive shaft. I don't have a drive shaft that's long enough to fit the slip yoke eliminator yet. Eventually I will, because that's why I have that, but I don't have it yet. So we're going to take the guts out of this one and put it into this case with this output shaft.
Or I go get my other pieces. That's what I'm thinking.
Go get them.
Okay.
And we'll start taking this apart.
He's just dying to tear it.
No, I don't want to. I just don't want to be up past midnight. Oh, look, there's that thing. Oh, those are bearings.
Needle bearings.
I should put that back on there. You don't happen to have brake cleaner, do you?
No.
Me either. Oh, well.
We should probably get some to get the metal out.
It's fine. Do you see any metal in there? No. It's all right here.
The magnet. Okay.
All right, so another change of plans. Joe had another 242 that did not have a slip yoke eliminator on it, but we still need to change the output shaft because it's been hack and tapped and I don't have that. Anyway, the idea being that we don't have to pull apart the one with the slip yoke eliminator because I'm going to want to put that back on eventually. So we're going to take the pieces we need from mine, the input shaft and the output shaft, and put it in this 242. And I want to get this done, so I'm just going to put it on time warp and do it. All right, so we managed to take parts from 3 different transfer cases, and I think we got one that's working. The only reason we needed 3, I didn't show you all of that because it was a lot. So we took the planetary gear, which is like for the 4-wheel drive, over on this side from the one that Joe had laying around because that was the part that stripped out. We kept the input and output shafts and the case from mine, and then one of those little plastic there's little plastic bushings on the shift forks, and one of them was missing out of mine, and his extra case didn't have it either, so we had to disassemble the other one that I have with the slip yoke eliminator just to get that stupid little bushing out. So 3 transfer cases. Hopefully this one works. Anyway, it's together. Time to put it back in. All right, the WJ is back together. Got the transfer case in, got everything reconnected. That was a pain, getting all the cross member and control arms and everything back on, but it's reconnected. It's all put back together. Transfer case is full of fluid. I didn't test it because it's late. It's after midnight. I'm beat. So I'm going to clean up and go to bed, and we'll find out if it works tomorrow because we're going wheeling. Thanks for watching.